This is a little technique video which goes through how to learn chords to be able to play by ear. And I think one of the critical things is understanding how the scale works. And if you know that a key, for example, of a song is in the key of G, then if you know the chord that belongs to every note of the scale, then you should be able to play almost any song in G. So a G scale, we've got that. So what we're trying to do here is G, A, that's just an A suspension. That's a G with a B, so the pointer finger's on the B note there. C, D, in that case it's a suspended, D suspended, E minor, and then D with an F sharp. That's a different D arrangement by doing that, but the pointer finger goes on the F sharp at the top, and then the G. So just without me speaking, A minor, G with a B, C, D, E minor, D with an F sharp, and G. So most of the chords for a song are going to use those chords. So that's playing in G. So we've got G, A minor 7, G with a B, C, D, E minor, D with an F sharp, and G again. If we did the same thing in a different scale, for example in D, if we're playing a song in the key of D, then D is going to have a different scale. It's probably my second go-to key. So it has to start with D, E minor, D with an F sharp, G, A, suspended, G with a B, this one's A with a C sharp, and D. So the same thing, but it's in a different key. Now the benefit of having scale situations like this is if you can learn to play just in a few basic keys, then you can learn to put a capo on and play, whatever the key of the song is. You just basically got to work that out and play with a capo. So we've done G was our first chord system, D is our second chord system, and the third one that I like to play with is E. So the open E is pretty standard. F sharp minor, I generally play it like you would play an A2 chord, but it has that thing, this middle finger up on the top string on the F sharp. So if you were to play the E, the ring finger is the one that stays in the same place. You add the little finger below it and just move that middle finger up to the top string. So that becomes your second chord, which is F sharp minor. The third chord is E with a G sharp, and you can either play it like E with your little finger up on the G sharp like this, or you can just slide that F sharp minor up 2 frets, and it actually doesn't sound too bad either. It's a very similar chord. And then A, it's just an A2. I often won't put the full A chord. So I'm going to go over that again. E, F sharp minor, G sharp, or E with a G sharp. Now I said to do the A, but basically those two little fingers there stay on the same string but just slide back 2 frets to play the A. Another way of playing A is like, I'll get to that again. This is your B, first, fifth, octave. There's your pointer is the first, this one's the fifth, and that's the octave. And then you've got your C sharp minor, All I've done there is swapped the strings of these two fingers. So this one goes down a string and this one goes up a string. And the next chord is supposed to be up here. So it's E, and I usually just the C sharp minor there, I usually just slide it up 2 frets. Doesn't sound so good with the top E string being played. That top one, it does sound better when you just play the middle strings and then you're back to the E. So we got E, F sharp minor, E with a G sharp, A, and that's a different A shape, but B, C sharp minor, and then back to the E. E can also be played right up here on the 7th fret. See, it's the first, 5th, and octave. Same as down there on the B fret, 1st, 5th, and octave. So I'm on the 2nd string, not on the top string. Can be an E up there as well. So that C sharp minor, often to make it into an A, all I do is take the ring finger off. And the B is right there. C sharp minor, G sharp minor. Now you might notice for any of these chords that don't use the bottom string, I generally try to mute with that spare ring finger, middle finger that's just sitting around. So the E, and by the way, that B shape there, if you just let the top string open, it actually works as an E as well. So instead of playing the E down like we normally do, you can play it up like it's basically that B shape, B 1st, 5th, and octave. And you just add the bottom string on when you strum it, so that you actually hit the top E string as well. So let's E, F sharp, E with a G sharp, A. See how I muted that top string? The top string there is being muted. And then we do the C sharp. So that's my 3 go-to keys that I generally use. I'll try and include some chord little diagrams that show the shapes of these chords. And yeah, then the next step is working out kind of what chords the song needs. And once you get used to hearing what they sound like, it's easy enough to just work out from the root chord to the 5th chord, you know, to the just kind of work around the scale based on what the song is. So I hope that's helpful, and I'll try and provide some more specific song videos as well, as we have certain songs so you know how to play particular songs. So hopefully that's helpful.